You are easily forgotten. You're just a stupid, naive girl, and nobody would miss you. I hate, hate, hate you. The next time my name rolls off your tongue, I hope you choke on it and die. I've seen decomposed bodies less offensive than you are. We're going to put him 6 feet under. We're going to put him in a body bag. You're a bad person and everybody hates you. The world would be a better place without you. Drink bleach and die. Kill yourself. Unfortunately, that's exactly what Rebecca here did, along with the others that I just showed you. Those were just a sampling of the comments that were made on social media that linked to their suicide. There wasn't a lot of evidence left over because these kids are ashamed of the cyberbullying and they don't want to tattle on anyone or bring it to anybody's attention, so they delete a lot of the comments. In the case of Rebecca here, there were 2 kids that were arrested and charged with aggravated stalking. A month later, though, the charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. One of the girls was interviewed that had been arrested, and her comments were, yes, I knew Rebecca, I bullied her, I know she killed herself, but I don't give a. It's just very sad, and I want to share with you some startling statistics today, along with a specific story and some things that can help you get involved with this and try to prevent this from happening in your own home. First off, I want to say that I, in particular, was bullied from the age of 10 until 14. I was called every name you can think of. I was chased home most days. I was hit a lot. And it wasn't just the kids, there were adults in on it as well. There was a woman who had a daycare run out of her house, and she was walking down the street one day with all the kids and pointed to me and said, look, they forgot to pick up the trash today. I could go home and the bullying would stop because there was no internet or cell phone, back in those days. And if there was, I know I would have gone online and looked it up. I would have been too curious to see what people were saying about me. Here's some statistics I'll share with you that have been published on growinginternet.com. These are from this year. 56% of children ages 8 to 12 have a cell phone. 91% of teenagers ages 13 to 17 access the internet on cell phones, tablets, and other mobile devices. 51% of high school students carry a smartphone with them to school every day. Only 39% of teens believe their parents monitor their cell phones somewhat closely. Almost 70% of preteens admit to hiding online activities. 38% of parents with younger teens ages 13 to 15 said they monitor or follow their children's cell phone use very closely. 53% of parents use some sort of parental control feature to manage or monitor their child's internet use. And folks, this isn't just Twitter and Facebook. There are websites all over the place that kids access that you may not even be aware of. There have been complete websites built just for the purpose of harassing other children. I'm going to share one story in particular with you. Ryan Halligan, who took his own life at the age of 14, he was bullied starting in the 5th grade because he was, weak physically. And in 7th grade, the boys started rumors that he was gay, and he often went home crying. There was a girl, though, in the neighborhood he developed a crush on. She had actually defended him a couple of times in the 5th grade. And in the summer between 7th and 8th grade, they met up online and maintained somewhat of a relationship. She said that she liked him, and they kind of exchanged a lot of lovey-dovey things over the internet. In 8th grade, on the schoolyard, Ryan approached the girl, and she was with a lot of her friends. She was pretty popular, and she said that he was a loser in front of everybody. She said that she had lied about liking him and had actually taken all of their internet exchanges and shared them with people for a good laugh. There's some statistics that the Center of Disease Control have put together. Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death among young people, resulting in about 4,400 deaths per year. For every suicide among young people, there are at least 100 suicide attempts. And these are only ones that have been reported. Over 14% of high school students have considered suicide, and almost 7% have attempted it. Bully victims are between 2 and 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims, according to studies by Yale University. We're a long way away from really dealing with this problem. Currently, there are no federal laws against cyberbullying, only if they can be tied to stalking or hate crimes and things like that. But as I mentioned before, there's a lot of lack of evidence in these cases because these kids are deleting these comments that are said against them. As far as individual states, there's a report that was put together by Samir Hinduja and Justin Pachin, both PhDs. This was published on cyberbullying.org earlier this year. All states have anti-bullying laws, but only 27 have specifically cyberbullying laws in place. That leaves a lot of loopholes and gray areas when it comes to this issue. Now, as a parent especially, I urge you to take this very seriously. Just shrugging our shoulders and saying kids will be kids when it comes to bullying is no longer an option for us. Educate yourself. Start by going to cyberbullying.org. It's a great resource. It has a lot of information and things that you can do at home. Some parents limit use of internet and have only one computer set up in the home for internet use and only allow a couple hours a day for their kids, and they monitor what they're doing. Don't buy your kids cell phones at an early age, and if you do buy them one, don't let them take it to school with them. Try to keep it in a central location at home and let them know that you're going to be monitoring them and reading their texts. Talk to them openly and keep an honest and open communication with them at all times. Look for signs of depression and kids not wanting to go to school. And certainly, if you see any evidence online of bullying going on, take a screenshot, save it somehow, because lack of evidence, like I said, is a big issue in these cases. Please don't let your kids become another statistic and just another story shared like the ones I did today. Thank you.